The weekly Roundup has a few interesting products, from Arduinos to mesh networks. What else is there? Audio and video processing, and even an open source bench power supply.
Me hearties, we've got...
Wait, hang on.
What?
What on earth are you doing?
It's Talk Like a Pirate Day.
No, that was Monday. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, man.
So, not much happening on Kickstarter this week.
If you're running out of serial ports on your Raspberry Pi, then this might be the answer. There are 3 variants providing 1, 2 or 4 UART ports. Output can be selected between either TTL or RS-232 voltage levels. The Esus Board is yet another Node MCU clone thingy. Contains an ESP8266, breakouts for all the GPIOs, and 2 motor controllers all running off a variable supply between 2.8 and 11.8 volts. This one I'm surprised about. Apparently a lot of people want to scare trick-or-treaters during Halloween. It's a simple device delivering audio sound bites when it detects motion via a PIR. Now this next one is unusual. This guy wants to use a Raspberry Pi and a Pi camera in the fitness industry. It's a good concept, but trust me, the device needs to be rugged to be able to withstand the gym environment. Gym junkies are shoving weights around, and a delicate piece of equipment will be slaughtered if unprotected. The SCUBAJET is a nice little electric engine claimed to be able to deliver up to 16 kilograms of thrust. If this one actually surfaces, then it'll open up a whole lot of hacking opportunities. For example, slap an Arduino on the side, add a servo-controlled rudder and sonar for location, and you have a fully autonomous surf rescue drone.
On the Indiegogo side, we have a couple of new products and a few that you may have missed out on the Kickstarter campaigns.
Ivan is essentially another case for your Raspberry Pi, but it's designed to also support Particle, Arduino, Chip, and Omega 2 platforms. It also supports a range of sensors, so the idea is that you have the same housing regardless of what platform you want to use. Ever wanted to get into SMD soldering? If you've ever tried it, you know it can be a real pain in the neck. This campaign is a kit making it easier for you to solder those little buggers on using the reflow technique. Nice for people just starting out. If you missed the Whoa Kickstarter, you can now pick it up on Indiegogo. The Whoa board turns any electroluminescent material into a touch sensor. The MOVEZ is a nice little motor unit that can be retrofitted to an existing blind or shade, allowing it to be controlled via Z-Wave. Can be easily fitted to several different blinds and shades. The qualMeter funding has come and gone, but it's still in the in-demand status on Indiegogo. If you've ever had dodgy cables or chargers, then this one can save your bacon. It will evaluate the quality of chargers and cables with a very simple LED indicator.
From the Crowd Supply website, there's a couple of projects that are about to be launched, so you can sign up for those when they go live.
There's not much info around on the WearDuino, but it is a BLE-based Arduino compatible containing a 9DOF sensor, expansion connector, all running off a coin cell battery. You might have seen the Fabric 8 last year on the Hackaday website. Well, it's now on Crowd Supply as a to-be-released project, so sign up to be notified when it goes live. There's also an Arduino-compatible GPRS and NFC Shield, allowing you to make phone calls and SMS messages, along with GPS tracking. It also includes an NFC chip. It's based off the SIM928A and PN532 chipsets. MeshSpot is an open-source, open hardware, Wi-Fi repeater and hotspot, designed to be able to throw around to form an on-the-go Wi-Fi mesh network. Great for instant Wi-Fi access while camping or during crisis events. This one is an open-source GPS tracker for Arduinos designed around the SIM800. Will be interesting to see once this project is live whether it is yet another GPS tracker or not. Makerville.NIT is an industrial-grade Wi-Fi development platform. It's not running the popular ESP chips, but based on Marvell's 88MW300 MCU SoC. I've never used this chipset before, so it will be interesting to see what advantages it has over the ESP. The IDIoT is another shield with all sorts of add-ons. It contains headers for OLED, ESP8266 SoC, NRF24L01 and HC05, and an SD card slot, buzzer, touchpad, buttons, potentiometer, and light and temperature and IR sensors. Nice little board. The Democracy board is an FPGA audio processing board. There's not much detail on this one, but it contains an onboard Raspberry Pi, Spartan 6 FPGA, USB, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and MIDI in-out. If you're into audio, then keep an eye on this one. If you are upset with the ever-increasing lack of control over your desktop hardware, then the Telos is the board for you. It's a completely open hardware, open software platform, free of any DRM constraints and obscure control mechanisms from major vendors. That means no binary blobs anywhere. It has all the input and output options that can be expected from any desktop motherboard. If you're into video editing, then check this one out. Capable of handling up to 4K at 60 frames per second or 1080p 3D at 60 frames per second. This is one video processing board for high-end users, as my guess is that it'll be expensive. Wow, an open source power supply? Never thought I'd see the day. Inside is an Arduino that allows full control over voltage and current output with 16-bit DAC resolution, reverse polarity detection, remote sensing, channel coupling, and a single GPIO for control. Nice. Want to develop on a Cortex-M3? Check out this campaign. Contains an LPC 1768 sock running at 100 MHz with 512K flash and 64K RAM, and a bucket load of GPIO options. Programmed using either the Arduino IDE or Eclipse, and supports free RTOS out of the box. Even has a SOTA-compliant JTAG connector. Looks to be a fairly complete product with lots of tutorials. The Labrador is a tiny board containing a 2-channel oscilloscope, waveform generator and logic analyzer. It also contains a multimeter and power supply running from 4.5 to 15 volts. A nice little board.
And on the Tindie side, there's a couple of new products you might find interesting.
The SV Mesh is ideal for ultra-long-range communications, supporting GFSK modulation on 40 channels with an output power of 100 milliwatts. Contains a 4-byte node ID necessary for mesh networks. What's so special about the Banguino? Well, it's just an Arduino Uno, but pushed into the smallest footprint you can get. Contains additional features such as onboard regulator, micro SD slot, and 10 additional GPIO pins. This next one is made by the same guy, but it's an FPGA in the same 1-inch footprint. It runs a Spartan 6 FPGA with 64 meg DDR, micro SD slot, JTAG connector, and a bunch of GPIO options. The Y-Finch is an ESP8266 board capable of controlling up to 16 servos, powered from either a LiPo, USB, or DC power from 5 to 14 volts. The Silicam RIC is the successor to the Silicam iGo and is a small board capable of simple vision analysis using a 30 by 30 pixel image sensor at frame rates up to 105 frames per second. You will need an M12 lens, but if you want to do things like edge detection, object tracking, and depth estimation at 30 frames per second, then check it out.
And what about Adafruit and SparkFun?
The original light blue bean was a nice little board. What better way to follow up with a Plus version? The Plus is almost the same as the original, but with a 600 mAh LiPo, 16 digital and 6 analog GPIO pins, and 2 built-in Grove ports. Do you want to get into the Internet of Thingies with GSM and 3G? Well, the new Electron Cellular IoT Kit has everything to get you rolling with an ARM Cortex-M3, 3G modem, 2 amp-hour battery, breadboard, and 3 months of Particle's 1 MB monthly data plan. Note that this is a GSM-only device and doesn't support CDMA. The LIDAR-Lite is now onto its 3rd version. The 40-meter laser-based ranging sensor uses a single-stripe laser transmitter at 1.3 watts and has an optical aperture of 12.5 millimeters. Accessible via I2C or PWM, only available for pre-order at this point.
Thanks for watching this week's weekly roundup. Next Tuesday's episode will be from a different location, as I'll be on holidays. I think